This is the LOKITHOR 2000 peak amp car jump starter. Let's take it out of the box. In the box you get the manual. Here's the jump starter itself, the jumper cables, and a charging cable for the device, USB to USB-C. You'll notice there's something, first of all, missing. There's no case that comes with this. That's not a deal breaker. The box is nice and sturdy, so you can just keep it in that. But the clamps on here, nice and strong, so it'll make a good connection. There's also something a bit different about this. If you've seen other jump starters, the plug where it plugs into the unit is usually much larger, and they put all the protection circuitry in that. Well, LOKITHOR did it differently. They put the protection circuitry in the unit itself, which I think is really nice. And this has actually another little function that I'll tell you about, one of the reasons they actually did that, that's pretty nice as well. Let me tell you a bit about the unit first. I'll show you around it, explain it all to you, and then of course we'll go ahead and test it out. Like I said, this is a 2000 peak amp car jump starter. It can start up to an 8-liter gas and 6-liter diesel engine. It has a battery meter and a voltage display. We'll talk about that a little later. There's a flashlight built in. You can see 2 lights on there like that. 300 lumens and has 3 different modes. The unit can do 25 starts per charge. So if you charge this up fully, it can jump start a car 25 times before it needs to be recharged. This has a bunch of protection circuitry built in. It's got overcharge, overcurrent, over temperature, all kinds of different stuff to list there, and most importantly, reverse polarity protection. What that means is, if you hook the happy cable up to the sad side and the sad side up to the happy side, bad things would normally happen. But it has protection built in here like that, and people have done that. But if you are in the heat of the moment and the car won't start and you're already late for the 15th time this week to work, and it's raining out and the sky is falling, mistakes happen, LOKITHOR has got you covered. Unless you engage boost mode, in which case you will need to exercise due caution, but we're going to talk about that in just a moment. And the battery in here recharges in only an hour and a half, which is really nice. Another thing is there are USB ports right over here. The USB-C port is where you charge it, so you plug in to whatever USB power source you have, plug the USB-C in there, and that'll charge the jump starter up. But you also can charge your phone using the USB-A port, and guess what? The USB-C port can also act as an output. So if you have a USB-C to C cable, then you can do that and plug in there instead. Over here is where the battery clamp cables plug in. We'll talk more about that later. If you've seen others, you'll notice there's something yet a little different about that, and that's some of the protection circuitry built in. So we talked about the display here, voltage display and battery meter. Let's turn it on by holding the power button there for a second. And you see it turns on, but it says 0 volts. So what's going on here? You actually have 2 meters right here. The first one is showing the state of charge of the jump pack right here. 25, 50, 75, and 100% if we had that fourth one lit. This voltage display is the voltage that is of your car battery once you connect it. Alright, so we'll get back to that in a bit. You got the flashlight. Hold the flashlight button and it turns on, and it's just on. I'll show it to you in a minute. Press it again, you got strobe mode. Press again and you have S.O.S mode. And press it again and it turns that off. Let me kill the lights and show you how well the flashlight does, and then we'll carry on. It's not completely dark in here, but close enough. Turn the flashlight on, and oh yeah, that makes a big difference. You will definitely be able to see, especially close up, trying to connect those battery cables in the thick of darkness You also have your strobe mode, and of course, once again, your SOS mode. Press again and it's out, and once again, flashlight on, flashlight off. Makes a big difference. There's one other button over here, the M button. The M button will engage boost mode. Okay, so what's going to happen here, there's a couple of lights here that are going to light up when you connect this up to your car battery. There's two ways that you're going to find your car battery dead. You're either going to find the car battery low, where typically the lights in the car will come on, and when you turn the key, you either get, or press your button, depending what kind of car you got, it might just go kind of, and, you know, stop right there. Or you might turn the key or press the button, and it'll just go click, 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 click. Or you might try to start it, and just everything goes completely dead. So depending upon that, your battery may be too dead for other jump starters to work, and that's where the boost mode on this comes in. So let's turn the unit back on for a second here, okay? And I want you to watch and listen. Hold that for 2 seconds. Okay, so we got lights come on, we have a display over here, all kinds of stuff like that. This is currently showing the voltage of the jump pack in here. In boost mode, all those protection circuitry things that I was talking about before, they kind of go out the window. So if you got this hooked up backwards, in other words, it probably is going to be okay, because I think that's still engaged, but you don't want to test these things. Just like when they say your phone is waterproof, don't go in a swimming pool with it. Don't test it. If it's waterproof, great, but don't test it. Same thing. Try to hook it up right. It's just going to make things a lot easier for both you, maybe another party involved, and of course the jump starter itself. Where most other battery jump starters fail is they can only start partially dead batteries, where you get a little something when you try to start the car. And typically when hooking these up, it'll kind of augment the power that's in there. But if a battery is just totally dead, or if you open the car door and the lights in the car don't even turn on, the boost mode will make the car work and allow it to start up. You're only going to use that if it's absolutely necessary. Other than that, you just hook it up, start the car, and you're all good. Let's go ahead and take this out to the car, and I'll show you how it works. Alright, it's real easy to hook this up. Here's your typical car and car battery. You'll notice this one's got a big red cover. That's because they want you to hook the red side over there. It's that simple. There's not much to it. It's pretty tough to make mistakes. Things are marked. You just got to sometimes look for them. Take the cover off there. Just kind of get that out of the way. There we go. Clamp that on over there. We'll clamp this on over here, just like that. There we go. That'll do. And we'll open up the little door here and go ahead and plug this in. Now this only fits one way. If you get it the wrong way, it simply won't plug in, so no harm, no foul. We'll go ahead and turn the unit on. It may be a little hard to see. It's counting down from 10 here, okay? And now everything is ready. So what happened was, it counted down from 10. It was checking the battery just to see what was going on there. And if everything was okay, then it displays the voltage, which is reading 12.2. That's probably about right. This car doesn't really go anywhere. So the battery just sits kind of dead and doesn't really do much, and that's just how it is. So it's good that I'm starting it up anyway. So now all we need to do is start the car. And there we go. We're all set. So now you can unplug, turn the unit off, close that up, undo the cable there, undo the cable there, put this little cover back on, get everything out of the way, close the hood, and you're on your way. So once again, this is the LOKITHOR 2000 peak amp car jump starter. If you'd like to purchase this item, I'll leave a link in the video description where you can find the item available for sale on Amazon. Thanks for watching. Make sure you click like, make sure you click subscribe, and take care. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.